Hello, kids, one and all. Welcome in. It's the Matt Murphy Radio Show underway for another day. My name is Matt Murphy. Conveniently, I host the proceedings until about 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Gosh, I was trying to shave off an hour there.
That's all right by me, Brother Murphy.
Yeah, let's just go on home.
Let's do it.
The traffic's good now, according to Ken Weaver, traffic man, so might as well just head on home and call it a day.
I think I might have jinxed it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see some.
You're seeing some red now.
Slow down.
I could have called that one. Could have seen that one coming. One way or the other, we'll keep you abreast of what is going on vis-a-vis the traffic situation from Ken Weaver and other parts unknown. I don't know if Jay Harper's doing traffic too. I don't know who does all of that back there, but they handle it with a plum.
That's a Brian Wilson term.
Oh, is it now?
Yes.
Oh, I never heard
a plum a lot.
Oh, I like that. And now I've taken up disabuse. I'm carrying on the tradition of disabusing people of certain things and knowledge, information, or whatever, or opinions or positions on a variety of different issues. We're going to do some of that today, as a matter of fact, as we welcome you into the show. There's Ken Weaver. He's behind the glass, making sure that everything – wait a minute, that's Jackson. Jackson makes sure that everything that comes out of our speaker sounds as good as humanly possible. He does a fair to middling job on that. Hello, Jackson.
Hey, buddy.
Fair to partly cloudy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little tired. Stayed up and watched that baseball game last night.
I got to talk about that for a moment. Man, oh, man. Did you see that, Ken?
Did you stay up, Ken?
I did not.
You did not. You didn't
heard
make
about
it
this morning.
You missed the greatest baseball game I think I've ever watched.
I don't know if it was the greatest baseball game except for that it lasted so long. I mean, it was good.
It was
Don't
just
get me
high
wrong.
level. Just good on good.
I mean, good on good, and a recognition that this Game 3 means a lot, man. If you're not aware, the World Series is going on. And I wasn't really intimately familiar with it until last evening. I had not followed the first two games of the World Series. I don't particularly care for the Dodgers, except that I do like Freddie Freeman, and I do have a respect for Ohtani. Is that his name?
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani, the
soon-to-be greatest baseball player to ever live.
Hey, Ken, he got on base 9 times last night.
Wow.
9 times. He was 4 for 4 with 4 intentional walks and 1 basically intentional walk.
Yeah, they just were like, hey, we're going to pitch to him this time, everybody. And then they threw
it in the dirt.
Yeah. I'm going to put it this way. So I got a text around 11 o'clock saying, hey, this game's going to extras. You know, a bunch of buddies texting me about it. And so I tuned in. Ken, I watched that game for 3 hours before it ended. It was in extra innings for 3 hours.
That's what I heard this morning.
An 18-inning game.
It was they played 2 games.
That's the thing about baseball.
Well, one thing I love about it, that's right. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, not anymore with, sadly, during the regular season, and I suppose I get it, I understand it, but during the regular season, right, Jackson, at some point they put a guy on second base during the regular season now.
I think.
Yeah, they've changed the rules where during the regular season, when it gets past, I think, the 11th inning, when they get to the 12th inning,
I think it's just when it's the 9th inning, after the 9th inning.
Do you think?
Yes.
I thought they gave them 10.
Postseason.
Well, maybe. One way or the other, they do ghost runners now. Well, they'll put a ghost runner on second base, and then a guy starts on second base with nobody out. And it's a way to encourage the game getting over.
The thing is, both teams ended up having runners on second with 0 outs multiple times.
And got out of the inning.
Matter.
And got out of the inning.
And a solo home run by Freddie Freeman ended it. How does it feel for you, a Braves fan, that Freddie Freeman will go into Cooperstown with a Dodgers hat on his head?
Do you think that's the case?
2 World Series championships plus 2 walk-off home runs.
Well, he doesn't have a second World Series championship with the Dodgers yet.
Oh, yeah. I'm just speaking that.
You're kind of projecting that into the future.
I think whoever won last night is going to win the series.
He had 12 years with the Braves. They can do split caps. I think he would do a split cap. I would think, but maybe not. I mean, he won his first world championship with the Atlanta Braves. I don't know. I am immune from pain with baseball now. I am. I just can't.
What about when LSU takes your football coach?
I can't get into the regular season, and my teams have disappointed me so many times during the postseason that I no longer feel pain. You can cut me, and I feel nothing. What are you saying about LSU? What?
What about when LSU calls Kirby Smart up?
Yeah. He ain't going over there.
What? Why are you trying to hurt me? It's a Tuesday. You normally wait till Thursday or Friday to try to hurt me.
Brother Jackson wants that to happen.
He is. Let me tell you something.
I would love for Kirby to go somewhere else, preferably Alaska.
I bet you would. Head football coach for the Alaskan Mud Hens.
If I could put Kirby Smart on that boat.
The Alaskan Polar Bears. That whiteout is something to see. That's what they tell me. The old Alaskan
Maybe he'll be
polar,
the next Titans coach.
the Juneau polar bears, the Juneau wilder cats,
The Kodiak.
the Kodiaks. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see if I can come up with the Anchorage Kodiaks.
Yes, sir.
Those are the only two towns in Alaska that I know, Juneau and Anchorage. Wait a minute, Kenai. That's a third one. I know three.
You knew two more than me.
Yeah.
Which one's the capital, Jackson?
Anchorage.
You sure?
It's the only one I know, so I'm assuming.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna say
You might want to look that up. I'm actually not sure. Otherwise, I'd be berating you right now. No, you idiot! It's Juneau, which I think it is Juneau, but it could be Anchorage. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. Ken, do you know?
I have no idea.
Oh, is it Juneau?
Yeah.
I knew it all along. I was just stringing you out.
That's way to go, Brother Murphy.
Thank you, Ken.
Oh, the Sooners and the Bulldogs teaming up again.
You better hope. You better hope that you don't get a little some of that Bulldog action in Neyland Stadium this Saturday night.
Here's the thing. It took Georgia a perfect pass to beat Tennessee.
Yes, we all remember.
I don't think John Mateer can do that with his busted thumb.
You want to hear the call? I've never heard the Tennessee call. You want to pull up?
I haven't seen it. I don't think it's on Twitter.
You don't think some Georgia fan has pulled it and put it on Twitter?
I don't think so. That's a lot of work.
Why can't I remember his name? Golly.
Mike Keith?
Mike Keith. Yeah, you don't want to hear the Mike Keith call?
I'm good. That's not the
Okay.
one I want to hear.
Hey, what do the Sooners do? If I knew what the Sooners battle cry, Boomer.
Sooner!
Is that it? Is that it, Ken?
That's one of them.
There we go. There we go.
That's
Try to
one
do that again, Matt.
I'm not doing it again. You'll cut my mic off. I know you.
I won't. I promise not to cut your mic off.
Yeah.
Boomer! You cut my mic off, didn't you?
No, I cut
you cut
Ken's.
Ken's mic off. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so the Anchorage Dire Wolves. That's pretty good. Whatever happened to that Dire Wolf story?
I think they have two of them.
Do they?
Yeah.
Speaking of critters, I've got something for the class. I want to start the show off this way. So we got lots to get into.
Yes.
It's day 28 of the shutdown. Food banks are gearing up for what they fear to be a flood of individuals coming into them, asking for resources because they are without their SNAP benefits. I do believe, and I've tried to initiate this conversation with the listening audience. I think we need to have a broader conversation about the amount of people, even in a state like Tennessee, that are dependent on the federal government, depending on the tax-paying citizen for resources to feed themselves and their families. I find it disturbing. I'm not judging each and every one of you individually. I'm saying collectively, these are too many people. 42 million Americans depending on food stamps. That would suggest that they are depending on the force of government to take from one and give to another, which is what food stamp distribution ultimately is. Absent the obvious that we're really borrowing against the future of the United States of America to do all of this. That said, 42 million people, that's far too many people. But let me introduce the show, and then I'm gonna give out gifts. I've got show gifts, everybody. Look.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna love these. You're gonna love these.
Is it a snack?
It is not a snack, although Keith from Contours LLC, I was out at Contours earlier today, and
Yes,
he graciously gave this gift to Chad Benson. But I feel very comfortable that they are now in the break room, and these would be delicious oatmeal raisin cookies that Keith sent to Chad specifically because he knows how much Chad loves raisins. Not really. Keith is the one that sent the
big old box.
the net gross of raisins. How many boxes were in that bigger box?
I don't know.
Jackson, do you remember? Was it 9,
12.
10, 12?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 12. Keith sent us 144 ounces of raisins.
Whole bunch of them.
That's a lot of pounds of raisins.
Yeah.
We'll be eating on those. I mean, that keeps you regular, boys.
It's already gone.
Are they?
Yeah.
I mean, people take them home. If you want to enjoy some magic in your life, come up here and put some food in a break room, and you'll watch it disappear.
Just think about all the times you've watched, wild animal shows where a pack of lions take down a wildebeest. That's what it's like in a radio station whenever free food comes out in the break room.
Oh, did you see those Oreo cookies in the break room earlier?
Dude, they are gone.
Gone. I bet they lasted 30 minutes.
Yeah, and the package was torn.
Oh yeah, just like it was a bunch of Wolverines.
Yes.
It's insane. If you want me to perform a magic trick, bring me a sandwich, and I will make it disappear by putting it in a break room refrigerator at a radio station.
Yes, sir.
And I can make it happen triple fast by putting your name on it. If you want something to disappear even faster than it normally would in a radio station refrigerator, put your name on it. I used to put drinks in the station refrigerator in Birmingham, and I would write on them urine sample. Those held. Because I know that people didn't really believe it.
But they don't want to risk it.
But they didn't want to risk it. And so they just stole someone else's stuff. Anyway, I've got these gifts. It is Tuesday. It is October 28th. It is episode 912 of our gathering together. I appreciate each and every one of them, and I appreciate each and every one of you. We're on TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart. We're on the app, our own app, SuperTalk 99.7 WTN. You can find us on any of those platforms. Just take us wherever you want to go on your mobile phone or whatever mobile device you might have on you. Obviously, we're on your radio dial at 99.7 FM. And then there's Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. I have not gotten a price point on what it costs to like and subscribe on Talk Television in the last several days. Ken Weaver, where are we at?
Absolutely nothing, boys. Yeah.
Cost you nothing. And it would do us such a favor. Just go over there and give us the old thumbs up, even if you don't like us. Just give us the thumbs up, just for me, for Jackson. For goodness sake, this young man has to get paid. He has to eat. Let's get him some food by giving him the old thumbs up and saying that you appreciate what you hear on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. For the love. All right, day 28 of the shutdown. I got this in the mail, and I'm going to surprise some folks with my position on this. Now, if you're watching on Talk TV, you'll see me I mangled the box here. This is a package from our friends at PETA. People for the eating of tasty animals. Wait a minute. No, that's not right. People for the ethical treatment of animals. And this is, it's a little thing about Betty. It says, Free Betty, the most depressed elephant in the world. We're on a mission to help our friend Betty, the most depressed elephant in the world. Use this checklist to explore Betty's world. Look closely and carefully and see if you can spot some of the reasons she feels so sad and wants to be free. She appears depressed. Her trunk drags the ground. She has trouble walking. So apparently Betty is, she's kept in a pen or a trailer. Trainers make her give rides. I don't know where Betty is. Betty was taken from her home and family as a baby and has been forced to perform for more than 50 years. She deserves to live in peace and be taken care of at a real sanctuary. And then there's some cards to give out about freeing Betty. We've enclosed a small reminder for you that we need everyone's help to free Betty, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so it's a pitch. PETA's very good at this. And then they included, and this is the gift item, guys. They included 3 of these. So Ken, you get one of these.
What is it?
It's a little. See, that's what. It's a little elephant.
Probably a Bama fan.
And it says Free Betty on it. And then, but it's a squeezy toy.
Oh, yeah, I'll take one of those.
Yeah, so it's like one of those. But is this the image? Now, y'all watching on Super Talk TV, just see the little toy here. Is this what we want to, is this what we're promoting? We're promoting that I'm squishing the elephant? I don't think that's the image that we want to promote, right?
Well, it's a stress reliever.
Okay. Well, there's 3 of them in here.
I'm going to make it watch me eat a hamburger.
What, this elephant?
Yeah.
You ever had elephant meat?
No, have you?
Nope. I was just asking.
I was just asking.
You know, there's more stuff. Look, guys, there's more stuff in the bottom. Oh, yeah, we got all kind of cool stuff. Oh, look, there's rats. Not real rats. Okay, anyway, so here's the bottom line. This is the reason that I bring this up. Most people do not know that we have an elephant sanctuary in the state of Tennessee. Did you know that, Jackson?
Did not.
Ken Weaver, you knew about the elephant sanctuary.
I knew it, but I can't remember where.
Hohenwald.
Oh, that's not very far away.
Yeah, just outside of Hohenwald. I have been. I wanted to go see the elephants at the Elephant Sanctuary. I'm all in favor of this. So I went to see the elephants. They have a visitor center in downtown Hohenwald where you can go and visit and see video of the sanctuary, see what it's all about, see the history of the sanctuary. You can learn more about the elephants that are currently at the sanctuary. I want to say it's a 3,000 or 4,000 acre facility near Hohenwald, Tennessee. It is for elephants that have been removed from circuses and other forms of captivity and want to live out their lives in peace. And apparently, Tennessee is a great place for that. They have African elephants, they have Asian elephants, they have many different types of elephants, et cetera, et cetera. And at times, they've had as many as, I want to say, 9. I don't know how many they have right now. I went when I first got here because I thought that perhaps being a member of the media that I could visit the facility, and they don't allow that anymore. They don't allow that ever. Do you know why they don't? And I actually kind of agree with this. Their philosophy and their policy is that obviously outside of caregivers and people that are going to take care of the elephants in the sanctuary, that people have done these creatures enough harm already. That's their policy. That people have, done enough, and they're taking them away from that atmosphere of gawking and looking and all of that, and they're not going to take them back to it. Here's the cool thing, though. True story, and I'll get some of the details of this story incorrect because I'm doing it from memory. But so I'll try to be as vague as possible. But you can learn more if you go to the Elephant Sanctuary website. And obviously, if you visit Hohenwald, you can see this. You know the old phrase, elephants never forget? Well, there's a reason that people say that. And they had several elephants on property that had been there for a number of years, and they had an incoming elephant. And apparently their strategy is they don't introduce the incoming elephants to any other elephants until they have acclimated themselves to their environment and their circumstances. And so they bring them in and they separate them from any of the other elephant groups. And I think there's a strategy where they don't put males in the same thing or whatnot. Well, anyway, they brought this one elephant. Let's call this elephant Jackson. They brought this one elephant in, and they brought Jackson in, and Jackson started going berserk. And then one other elephant that had been on the sanctuary property for years, way away from where Jackson was, also started going berserk. I mean, they were going nuts.
You don't want that.
They were going nuts. And eventually, they realized they were going nuts because they knew one another. They brought them together, and they embraced. The elephants did.
You were talking about they were rampaging.
No. They were going crazy, trumpeting and do all of these things, and they had no idea. But apparently, they did some backstory research on these elephants and where they had been. They had been in the same circus like 30 years before.
I believe it.
And they remembered one another.
Yes, sir.
And they sensed one another, and they wanted to get back together. Anyway, here's where I'll say this. We don't need, I don't believe in circuses with animals in them.
Me either.
I've never believed in them. I believe that the time has come and gone that we have that necessity. I understand why we did it back in the day. Way back in the day before television, before the intraweb, before electrical lighting, when Jackson accuses me of growing up. Back in those times, I get it. You never had a chance to see a tiger. You never had a chance to see a lion. You never had a chance to see an elephant unless the circus came to town. Now you have every opportunity to see any of those creatures that you want to see, either on television, on video, or in the zoo. And you can call me a pud at your peril. I don't agree with circuses. And frankly, I want to see as many elephants out of captivity as humanly possible.
I like elephants.
I do too.
They're very, very interesting animals.
They're fascinating creatures. Fascinating creatures. Creatures of a bygone era, Ken. Really. What are your thoughts on elephants, Jackson? Go.
Big.
You don't care for them, do you? You don't like elephants, do you?
Why do you say that?
Roll Tide.
Oh, yeah. Not a fan.
Oh, yeah.
Not a fan of tigers or
elephants.
bulldogs.
Uh-huh.
What's a sooner, Ken?
Somebody who's going to win
Somebody-
Tennessee on November 1st. Right there in their own house.
Somebody that went to a place early, unlike we're doing on this break because we're very late. It's 26
we
after
are
the hour on
so
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. House Speaker Mike Johnson has now spoken out about the possibility of a third Trump term. It's a subject that I frankly think is rather stupid to talk about. And I don't use that term lightly. I just think it's a dumb conversation to have. I don't think that it lends itself to any productive movement toward the policy positions that we need to take as Americans to better our lives. And the Constitution is fairly clear about how many terms, whether you agree with the Constitution or not, or the 22nd Amendment or not, it's pretty clear in its intention and it's pretty clear in its language. But we'll talk about it for what it's worth with Congressman Andy Ogles coming up at 4:35 this afternoon. Congressman Ogles will be on. He just received a Trump endorsement, endorsing him for another term as congressional representative of the 5th District of the state of Tennessee. We'll talk to him about that, the government shutdown, political opposition, amongst other things. That is once again on the way at 4:35 this afternoon. Your telephone calls all afternoon long, 615-737-9986. If you'd like to get them in here, 615-737-9986. We'd love to hear from you. Is it just, Jackson, and I don't mean to produce on air like this, but on the Super Talks television side of things, are you getting a nice clear picture over there? Is it just me?
Yeah,
Because it looks horribly fuzzy.
Your lighting's a little bit weird.
Is it? What can I do about that for you?
Fix your lighting.
What do you want me to do, Jackson? I'll do anything for you, Jackson. You want me to
I
go to
don't
the
know
you
what I
want,
want
you
you
want me
to
to go to
do.
the grocery store? I'll go to the grocery store. Pick up dry cleaning. I'll pick up dry cleaning. I do what you tell me. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Because
All right.
you look clear. It's just the lighting's a little bit
Okay.
weird.
All right. Well, it looks fuzzy in here. I don't know what to tell you. I just feel like with all this money that we're making the company, we could probably get some better lighting or fix those green dots on the TV. Why am I complaining about this? I don't know. I'm in a mood. All right. So I don't have time. Several of you are asking why the elephant is associated with the University of Alabama when they are the Crimson Tide. The short answer to that story is, like most things that have happened in college sports, it was a beat writer for a newspaper that referred to them as the Red Elephants. Yes, Jackson. Jackson has a theory.
My theory is that the scariest thing for them is a big word, and that was the biggest word they could think of. So they're like, "Oh, we'll be the fighting elephants."
That's a big one.
That's a big word. We can't spell that. We went to Alabama.
Let's see. Is it E?
ELFANT.
There's got to be a.
There's another.
There's an
E
F in there.
somewhere.
There's an F in there somewhere.
I ain't saying anything because I still got to play 'em.
Whatever. Garbage truck convention. That's what the Alabama Crimson Tide faithful would say to you, Jackson. Garbage truck convention. But I got no time for that right now because we got to get into it. This storm is pretty massive.
Boy, it is.
And it is
huge.
popping Jamaica right now. Do we have any direct? I mean, I know that there were some folks on the scene at the point that Hurricane Melissa was making landfall. It's unleashed a Category 5 mess in Jamaica, expected to have flood surge in the 15 to, in some places, 17-foot zone. The most intense fury that the island nation has caught in modern times. AccuWeather issued its final update on the story. Ongoing dire situation unfolding in the Caribbean as a Category 5 Hurricane Melissa. Forecast, it's making landfall as we speak. It's over land as we speak. And then heading right to, I guess it's going to pop Cuba next, right?
Yes, sir.
That makes sense. And then it's expected just to go out into the Atlantic and not really affect land in the aftermath of all of that.
Yeah, it looks like Bermuda and, parts of the Caribbean and Bermuda could see, some some rain and some wind, but the eye is not going to go over those areas.
Well, I mean, whatever thoughts and prayers you can give these folks, you need to give it to them. I mean, there's a lot of travelers that are stuck on the island, but then the locals, they need all the thoughts and prayers that they can get. The mid-afternoon advisory found that winds had increased to 175 miles per hour. And I don't have – let me see if I can get the latest eye of the storm.
It's down to 165 right now.
165.
With the eye over western Jamaica.
I mean, yeah. I mean, those wind speeds are of a nature that it oh, hold on. Sorry. I popped something. There's an ongoing YouTube conversation that's going on with a variety of different weather services, and I was trying to find exactly the latest information. Ken's probably got it in there. But, yeah, 165-mile-an-hour winds rake to Jamaica. They're saying between a Category 4 and a Category 5 storm. Devastating hurricane made landfall earlier this afternoon near New Hope as a Category 5 with winds reaching up to 185 miles an hour and a pressure of 892, what is that, metabars or something like that, megabars. Historic strike that will lead to months and years of recovery expected. Landfall will go down in the record books as one of the strongest anywhere in the Atlantic basin. So anyone in Jamaica, they're in danger, and obviously in Cuba, same thing for those guys too. And you're thinking about those folks. Mother Nature is not to be trifled with, as they say. It's day 28 of the government shutdown, and now Democrats have reached full insanity. If you've listened to any of the radio show over the last couple of weeks, and by the way, several of you were prophetic in your prognostication as to how long this would last, I posted up on my social media platform on X. I'm over there most of the time. You can find me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Matt Murphy Show. You can follow me on Facebook, Matt Murphy or Matt Murphy Show. Either of those work. And then you can follow me on the X machine at Matt Murphy Show. And on the X machine, I asked the question on October 6th. So it was, 3 weeks ago or thereabouts. Just after the shutdown started, I asked the question, how long do you believe the Democrats will keep the government shut down? Because it's most certainly a Democrat shutdown. I said the four choices you had were this week, end of month, end of year, or get off my lawn. I always like to include get off my lawn as a choice if you do not wish to participate in the poll. Get off my lawn received 25% of the vote, as it normally does. Of those voting for either of the other three choices, I was surprised that only 16% said end of week, 9% said end of year, or almost 10%, and 48% of you said the end of the month. And I think most of you are going to be correct. This will last to the end of this month, and I do not believe that it will last much longer than that, because the Democrats are squarely to blame for the damage that they are causing the American people, whether we're talking about government employees or those that rely on government assistance month to month. Now, we can debate and should debate whether or not 42 million people on SNAP benefits is too many people on SNAP benefits, and I would argue it most certainly is. Whether we're talking abuse, whether we're talking about able-bodied people being eligible for SNAP benefits, that shouldn't be the case either. Those monies and those benefits should be left to those who truly need a last-catch safety net in their lives. Beyond charitable organizations, beyond community organizations, beyond food banks, beyond church organizations. All of those things need to be thought about before we think about government. And while I'm thinking about that, please support them. These are the ways that we should be doing this. Regardless of judgment, and we do a lot of judgment on this show. I get it. I mean, that's the nature of kind of what we do on a daily basis. But setting that aside, friends, I do believe that it is our duty to our fellow man that we feed those who are hungry, and then we can follow up with trying to figure out how they got in the situation that they're in and how we can benefit them in the long term. But you benefit them in the short term first, the long term secondly. And you do that through food bank organizations. You do that through church-based organizations. I believe I heard earlier today I think it was on Dan Mandis's Nashville's Morning News. World Outreach Church is collecting food items and food donations. There are food banks around our community. You can find them. All you have to do is Google food bank near me, and you can find any number of them that are there, and they're trying to help people that are in need. This is the way. This is the way that we should be doing this, not through force of government. That is not to say that ultimately the government should not be there at a time of crisis. But the liberal Democrats have decided that they will politicize even this situation that they themselves created. Did you see where Chuck Schumer is planning to present a Democrat-sponsored bill that would reopen food stamps? Brother, there's one way that you need to reopen the food stamp program, and that is to get off your ass and vote to reopen the government by voting for the continuing resolution. What an insult to the American people. What an insult to our intelligence that this is what they're doing. They consistently vote to keep government closed that will close down programs like the food stamp program, and they simultaneously refuse to consider an effort by Marsha Blackburn and other Republicans that would reopen the government SNAP benefit program. And they want to carry their own bill. This is what Chuck Schumer's message was today. Oh, we're going to carry our own bill. To hell with your own bill. Reopen the government. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is find five senators that are willing to reopen the government. And those SNAP benefits will go out on the date that they should. Instead, the political left has decided that they're going to blame Trump. Trump! Just a little primer for those of you in Aniana that don't understand how government works. God bless you. The Congress of the United States of America, specifically the House of Representatives, holds the purse strings. In other words, they manage the money that the United States of America spends as a federal government. Therefore, it is not under the umbrella of authority for the President of the United States, a president that Democrats have consistently referred to as an authoritarian. It is not in his ability to reopen the government on his own. I saw people, Donald Trump, they're blaming Donald Trump. This representative that you're about to hear from after the break, Melanie Stansberry from New Mexico, posted a video earlier today lamenting the loss of the East Wing. Yeah, the East Wing, we hardly knew you. The East Wing, how devastating it must be for Democrats and their families that the East Wing is no longer with us. Melanie Stansberry says, as our communities are facing a crisis, Trump is choosing to cut off food assistance to 40 million Americans while building a $300 million ballroom for himself. Cruelty is the point. Stupidity en masse in Washington, D.C. I'll share the thought with you. We'll talk about it in a moment. We'll take your calls on it as well. It is 51 after the hour. You're listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN in the Matt Murphy Show. The House Oversight Committee has now questioned whether or not several pardons issued by Joe Biden and signed by the auto pen are actually valid pardons. We'll get into that next hour of the show as well. Plus, I'll get into this audio from Representative Melanie Stansberry that I have not vetted. It's about 3 minutes of audio. I've listened to the first 40 seconds of it, so it's possible that I'm getting myself in a spot of bother. Because you know these Democrats. The Democrats have now taken to cursing on camera because they feel like it makes them look tough. You know? Giving the old curse. Like you just did with Ken Weaver, you know?
No, I didn't.
You flipped him off.
I would never do that to Ken Weaver.
You did. I watched you do it.
No, nobody saw that.
You can't shoot that one-finger salute in Patey Pie's seats. Not this Saturday, buddy.
I like the way Jackson, that was a very politician move. Jackson didn't admit it. He just said nobody saw that.
It. Nobody saw it.
My fellow Americans.
I did not flip that bird to Ken Weaver.
I didn't
do it. It really depends on what the definition of flip is.
And how hard you bite
That's
your lip.
How's Mike Clinton?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good one, Brother
That's not
Jackson.
bad. That's not bad. We'll work on it. We're going to work on the news. Ken Weaver's got it, and he's going to give it in seconds on Super Talk 99.7 WGN.